Joshiebear plays Minecraft.
What is going on, everyone? It's Joshiebear, and we are playing the Minecraft fresh off of our new house build. Did a little bit of work around the outside in between episodes, and I like how it's turning out. It's a work in progress, but at least we have a proper home for now. But it's time for us to leave that home because I've got a pretty interesting project to do today, and it is another farm. And it may be replicating some things that we're already doing, or at least already collecting with our mob farm. But I found an area, and I just couldn't resist. I had to go scope it out, and I alluded to it before with, just kind of like a sneak peek of another portal set up here on the roof. But didn't really tell you what it was. It's a witch farm. Yeah, that's right. We're going to do a witch farm today. Yeah, so I have been busy in between episodes trying to get this area prepped, but we had this swamp about, I would say, 800 blocks away from home. Not really that far away from our stronghold. And right in the middle of that swamp is this witch hut. As you can see, I've already started to do some preparations. I've cleared out a lot of the land that is around the area, just to make sure that there's not a ton of spawn proofing that we have to do after the fact. As I was digging out this area, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, I did find that there is a cave system and an abandoned mine shaft and a huge underground ravine. So I kind of had to weigh my options here. Do I want to build my farm here? Do I want to go through and light everything up? I did go and light some things up, but the way that we're going to construct this witch farm, it shouldn't really be a huge issue because our AFK platform will actually be all the way up there, and it's only going to be loading in certain portions of the ground here. So we should be in really, really good shape as far as spawns go. So let's talk about the farm for a second. Now, I know a lot of the farms that we've done so far have been, I looked at this video, I looked at that video, and I basically just replicated what was going on. And that's kind of what's going to happen here today. But I wanted to make sure that when I went to build this farm, I understood how it worked, because witch farms aren't something that I've tackled before. And in the past, or at least the last time I ever even considered a witch farm, super complicated. So I did see a design that I liked, and I didn't want to just build it. So I did a little bit of reading on the Minecraft wiki, and I learned about how witches spawn. So obviously we need a witch hut. Check. Witches will spawn in like a 7x7x9 area around the witch hut. So we're talking 1 block below and 1 block above, and every block in between that, a witch has a possibility to spawn. So what we can do is in that 7x7x9 area, we can set up platforms. I think we can get a maximum of 3 in there. I looked at it to see if there was maybe a way to get a 4th in there, but it just doesn't work out because you need the two air blocks in between the platforms to allow the witch to spawn, right? So we'll basically have 3 platforms that are the size of the area of this witch hut. And then we'll have to collect them off of those platforms into an area where they'll either get killed or we kill them. I want this to be kind of passive, so it'll probably be an area in which they get killed without any involvement by me, because I will be all the way up there. And there is a design that really, I guess, best illustrates how we're going to build this farm, and it's a design by Logical Geek Boy, and basically it's 3 platforms surrounded in some glass. At the back of those platforms, there are trapdoors that hold back water, and that water flushes the witches down into a collection area. And in his design, he uses entity cramming to kill the witches off. I thought about not going that way, just to kind of do it my own way and use a magma block, but I was thinking about that, and the witches might try to heal themselves. So I think entity cramming may be the best way to go here, by just spamming a bunch of minecarts in that space and not giving the witches a chance to even survive. Now, if we look at this area underneath, this is unnecessary. We don't need to do this for this farm, but I would like to have a bit of a storage area underneath that I can get to. I don't have to contend with the water, although it's not really a big deal. Just have enough storage in an area that we can easily get to. So for the farm itself and the build, I've got a few shulker boxes of items. I've got some slabs here. This will be for a roof that goes on top. Some materials to get some redstone components in place. I'm thinking about making the platforms out of this warp block, and I brought some extra in this shulker box. I've got some glass. I haven't decided if I want to dye the glass yet or not, so I just brought the glass as is. Is there a zombie under me? I just heard one. I think there might be one over here. Is there a zombie back here? I just heard him. There he is. Hello, friend. So before I was so rudely interrupted, let me fill that back in. We might tear that out anyway. So I'm thinking about the warp blocks as a platform. And then I also brought along some nether bricks, some blackstone, and some polished basalt. I know I've been using a lot of these nethery blocks here lately, but I like basalt. I haven't used it since the villager trading hall. And I know we use a lot of blackstone, but I haven't had a chance to use any of this warped block yet, which is, that's all it is. It's just a block. It doesn't turn it into anything else. And it's just sitting around. I mean, we can compost it, but it might look cool for a witch farm. So that's what our platforms are going to be made out of. Now, as far as down in this area, this is going to be like a mini base for the witch farm. So we'll have to think about how we're going to do that, which is why I've dug out the area that I have. And storage will probably sit on one side or another. Maybe we could wrap it around to where, one side has a set of chests to collect everything, and then a water stream takes it around to the other side, kind of as like backup storage. So I don't know how we're going to do that yet, but I know that I want to use that area for that. So I think I've babbled long enough about the farm, the design. I think in my mind subconsciously I'm trying to convince myself that I know how this works and I'm not just copying somebody's tutorial. But I'm gonna go ahead and put some platforms in place, get some glass in place, and we'll just do like progress checks in this episode, because it's not a complicated build. It's not a huge build, so I don't want to just throw out a time lapse for 15 seconds of me placing a 7x9 platform. So I'm going to get these platforms in place, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the water mechanism and the redstone that goes into that. So here is the basic, build of the witch farm. I mean, technically we could AFK a little bit away and witches would spawn in here and they would be there. But we don't have everything as far as the redstone goes in or the collection. But this is really how easy it is to build the spawning platforms. There's 3 platforms. I've surrounded them in glass. You don't have to totally surround them, but I've chosen to. I think for me, it looks a little bit better. We've got a bit of a slab roof on the top level. Now, we do have to extend that out. So that way it blocks all the sunlight from all of the platforms. But as far as really the build goes, it's done. 7x9 platform. There's an 8th row of blocks. I've used the nether brick there. It looks okay. This is where all of our water sits. I've got target blocks on top of that and trapdoors in front of that. And what the redstone will do is it'll actually run off of the back here. And I need to take those out because we don't need those. But this redstone will actually come from out here, kind of connected up to a clock, and it'll go into those target blocks, which will direct it right into those trap doors, and that signal will run all 3 layers. So anytime witches spawn in, every so often they will get flushed out, that water will get pulled back in, and then more witches can spawn, and rinse and repeat. All right, so for the collection, I guess the killing area / collection area, basically, the witches will come down this water stream, which there's an open air block in front of each of these platforms to push the witches into. This water stream is going to bring them down to this hole. And what we're going to do, we're going to place a rail on top of there. And then we're just going to start placing some minecarts in there. So we need a total of 24. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll need 14 more after this. So we'll go ahead and just start placing these in there. Just like that. We just need to make sure that we are on the hitbox of the rail. And it's really that easy. Now I'm a little quiet because I'm like super concentrating on getting all of these minecarts in there. I don't know why. It's not that difficult to do. But I need to go make some more minecarts here with all this iron. And we'll get that in place and we'll get the redstone going. All right, so the redstone part of this is actually pretty simple. Now, this will be almost exact. I say almost exact. The only thing that's going to be different is the color of block that I'm actually using here. But from the design from Logical Geek Boy. So what you'll do is you'll find your middle block, right? And you will come out 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then what you're going to do is add 4 more blocks right here. So you have 2 block gap there, and then you'll have a 2x4, and then 1 block here. So this is like part 1 of the redstone that goes in. We're going to need a repeater and some comparators and some dust, so we will grab that. I do have a torch. Great. I had exactly 1 torch left. So this is kind of like a pulse extender that we're going to be putting in here. So we've got a repeater on full delay, and I do believe it is now comparator like this. And then wired up like that. Now we need a full block here. I don't want to use stone. Let me see what I've got down here. So I keep neglecting the fact that we have an iron farm. So I can use iron blocks as a building block. So we'll go ahead and use an iron block there. I think that'll be fine. Then what we'll want to do is put a redstone torch here. And then dust right there. So what this is going to do is take a signal, run it into this torch, but extend that signal long enough to where the trapdoors will stay open or stay shut to give it enough time to either flush the witches in to our collection area or allow them enough time to spawn to be flushed. All right, so now that I have everything that I need... I swear, I went down there like 3 different times going, oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. But basically what we're going to do at this point is we're going to run an observer. Actually, let's do our redstone block first. So you're going to have a redstone block here with an observer facing that. Now, once we have that, this is where we need sticky pistons, which I don't have. All right, so eventually I'll get this right. But basically we're just going to be building ourselves a good old-fashioned etho hopper clock. I think most of us, if not all of us, know how this goes. But just go ahead and walk through it while we can. But basically we'll have about a stack of items in the hoppers, and that will allow enough time for everything to go back and forth. So now we just need to put in our hoppers. So we'll have one there and one there. And we'll remove these blocks here soon. But we can go like that. You into there. Give me my pickaxe. Thank you very much. And then, bam. All right, so now we can put glass there. Glass there. Our two comparators go here. And then we'll have solid block there. Solid block there. And I do believe we can put glass. Can we put glass there? Yeah, I think so. We'll just go ahead and put glass there with some dust right there. I'm trying to dig stuff out underwater. This is making for riveting content. We can go ahead and do that. Let's make this easy on ourselves, shall we? Okay, there we go. Nope. I thought I was going to make it easy on myself. We'll just do that. And we put our dust there. So now we should be able to throw in... that was scary. All right, so we're going to sleep. We're going to get rid of this, and then we'll finish this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove some of these temporary blocks here, because we do not need them at this point. They are just there for looks, or actually not even for looks. They're just there. But basically, we put a stack of items. I got a stack of dirt here that I'm just going to throw in. And once this is all wired up, these trapdoors will open and close. Just like that. You see that signal open it up. Now, once this switches, of course, this observer will detect that, put out that one tick pulse. This pulse extender will extend that long enough to allow the water to flush all the, all the witches. I am going to go ahead and wire this up here. And if we look at the side, we should start to see, we should be able to see it in action here soon. That one doesn't need it. I don't know why I put it there, but I want to see it in action. Give me action. And that didn't work. Why didn't that work? That should work. So I'm a complete buffoon. So you see these trapdoors and you see these target blocks, right? So when the redstone signal goes on and off, it should trigger the trapdoors to either open or close depending on the state of the redstone, right? Well, I put the trapdoors on the block in front of that water. So without any redstone, it looked right because it's holding the water back, right? Well, once you get the redstone running, you quickly learn that, oh, those trapdoors aren't working. So I was sitting here like, what? Why is that not doing anything? And then I realized, oh yeah, that needs to be on basically a waterlogged trapdoor. So now that they're in the right spot, if I come switch this on, and I did put the on-off switch on the back here, we should hear all of those turn off and open up if I can stay there, and then we should see them kick back on and that water go away. So we now have the farm basically in working order other than one step, and that is to drown because you can't get past a lily pad. No, that last step is actually to put a gigantic roof on top of this thing. Basically a big diamond in the sky. We're going to be building out about 15 blocks from each side of this and then connecting them in a diagonal. So it'll look kind of like a flat-sided diamond when we're done. But I think I'm actually going to turn on the super fancy, overly used replay mod just to kind of showcase that. So I'm gonna get to slabbing. Sounds like fun, right? So since all we're doing in this time lapse is building a roof over a witch farm, I thought it might be a good opportunity for us to just talk a little bit. I know it's not something that I do in this Let's Play, and it's something that you've seen over and over again from many content creators. But we're at a point in the Let's Play where really we're just going to be doing a lot of building. We might do a little bit of adventuring here and there, but we're going to be building. And also up to this point, a lot of the things that we've built as far as functional builds used a lot of reference material from other content creators. And I realized with this witch farm build, there are a lot of those builds that we're just replicating what somebody else has done and not really understanding how it works or why we would build it this way rather than that way. So like I said earlier, I wanted to understand how the mechanics of a witch farm operate. So I did some research, and even though what we're building looks very similar to what somebody else has already put out, I understand why it's built that way. I understand that if you build it differently, you're going to get different results, and why you're going to get different results. So I want to make sure moving forward that when we're building something like this witch farm or any other farm or any other build that we build that may be functional or even just cosmetic, we understand the reasoning behind the decisions that are being made. And maybe even take those reasons or those technical aspects and build it from scratch. Yeah, part of that decision is an internal decision because I don't know how to set myself apart. But with so many content creators, Minecraft content creators, and the wealth of knowledge, experience, and talent that is already out there, I don't know that me making my own witch farm or any farm is going to set me apart from everyone else unless I make the most technically sound technical build or functional build that Minecraft has ever seen. And I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. That's not what you're going to get here. But I feel like we all can learn a little bit more, even though this isn't like a Minecraft guide kind of Let's Play. We can still learn a little bit more about that and use those lessons to be better. I mean, why not be better? So on that, I want to hear your thoughts. What would you like to see me do? How would you like to see me approach technical builds like this farm or any farm that we might build in the future? Do you want more explanation? Do you want to hear me out on why I might make this design choice rather than that design choice? I think it's an interesting conversation because if there's no back and forth, we don't learn from each other. And of course, conversation is good. So hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And let's go back to me to see where we are with our progress. All right, so as you just witnessed, our roof is in place, and basically the farm is done at this point. And actually, you can hear some witches already in this farm. Oh my! Hold on, let me kind of fly down here and see what we got in here. Yeah, we've got some here on the top platform. If you look at it, so I might as well turn this on and see if we can. See what we can get out of that. I wasn't expecting that. I guess I flew far enough away to get some spawns in there. But there they go. We should see them go down into the minecarts. Yep. There we go. Yeah. Look at that. Look at us. Now we can't hear the minecarts because it's on that rail. And we only got 4 sticks out of that, but that's 4 sticks we didn't have. And that is a perfect example of the next step that we need to take, and that is we need to figure out where our AFK spot is going to be. So if we were just copying the design that this is based on, we would now find a middle block of the roof here on the side that has our collection. So I do believe this is the collection side. Yes, so we would find the middle block of that roof and put a solid block right next to that. So let's go ahead and go up there and do that real quick. So we would basically put a solid block here, and we would make note of the y coordinate of that block. So if we look at that block, it's at y72. So a targeted block is at 11, 12, 72, negative 733. Now, if we copy the design verbatim, we need to go 113 blocks up from this. I did not copy the design verbatim. My collection area is one block lower than the design that we're referencing here. So I'm actually only going to go up 112 blocks. Now, what impact does this have to the spawning? That means it's the spawning sphere, the 128 block sphere that is invisible to your eye, but exists in the background of Minecraft that says, okay, within this sphere, things have a chance to spawn. So it just lowers that sphere one block. Could mean I may have to go and look for some other caves to light up just in case, but it shouldn't be too much of an impact. The impact is really going to be that area where they collect down there. If I go 113 blocks, my fear is that I could unload that block in that 128 block sphere, and we would spawn a bunch of witches, but then they would just immediately despawn before they had a chance to die in those minecarts. So all of our effort would be for naught. So I am actually only going to go 112 blocks from this spot. So if we do that, we're going to go to Y184 for our spawning platform. So I need to get, so you're 113. I need to get a couple stacks of blocks to pillar up and a little bit of glass. And I think I need another trap door. But I'm going to grab that and we're going to go up and take a look at the situation. All right, so here we are on top of the world almost. And as you can see, I have my platform in place. I do need to put a ladder on there because it is a little bit difficult trying to fly into this because of the roof. And this is really for phantom protection if we decide to stay up here. But really, our AFK spot is here. So we can stand here for as long as we like. We should be relatively safe. And then once we're done, AFKing, we think we got enough items, we can fly on back down and see everything, everything that we've collected. So why don't we just go ahead and fly down and see if anything has actually been collected down here. Yeah, we can hear the witches already. Look at that. So they're kind of coming in one at a time here. Wow. Oh, we've collected quite a bit. Let's go ahead and start to grab some of this out of here. So I would say that worked pretty well. Now, which managed to get out of there. I think I needed to maybe make that one block lower. We might end up doing that, I think, and we can just raise our platform up one more because it looks like they're able to jump back up out of there. So I'm going to make that quick modification, and we're going to try this again. All right, so let's hop down here real quick and see if we can catch some of these witches in action real time. Yeah, we can hear them. We definitely hear them. Kind of watch for them here. Those trapdoors should trigger here any minute now. And there they go. Our witch friends. Just one. Coming down. Perfect. And the witch is dead. And it looks like we are backed up. And wow. So I was probably AFK for about 15 minutes there. And we got quite a bit of items still coming through there. That is fantastic. All right, so really the last task that we have to do here is to get some storage in place. And I think for right now, I will put a double chest down. I thought I had... Do I have enough wood for some chests? I do. Let's see if we can grab a couple chests here and just throw it down now, just as kind of like some temporary storage. So that way we can actually get a proper storage system in place. So I'll just pop this double chest down here. All right, so that hopper will now run everything into that chest, and I'll just go ahead and throw the rest of that stuff in there. So what I'll want to do from here is run probably a water, like a dropper into a water stream underneath here. And I think I want to do maybe a bubble vader up to the top, and we'll have some sorted storage on this side. I think that should be more than enough storage space for us to do what we need to do. And then I think as we get into this, like our nether portal's over there. So what I'll probably do is put some kind of entrance that comes down into here. So it's a little bit easier to fly in. I mean, we can get in here okay, but it's you got to navigate around all of this. Also, I think I'm going to replace like these wooden pillars that the hut was actually standing on, and decorate this up just a little bit better than what it is. So of course I got a little bit busy and I got a little inspired actually. So I started out with some basalt pillars and nether brick and blackstone brick and polished blackstone. And I was like, we'll do kind of a simple thing here, just around the edge, and we'll figure out the wall as we go. And then I started looking at this this warped wart block, and I like how it looks as a group, kind of like that pattern. It's got like that old fancy wallpaper pattern to it, right? So I started actually with the walls, all of that. And then I thought, well, I've got a lot of this nether brick, so I've got a lot of reds, magentas, even like some purplish and some blues in here with the basalt. So I thought, what if we do the warped log, or the warp hyphae? I think is how you say it. So I ran a strip of it, end to end, from one end to another, and it's not I don't think it's a very popular choice of a building block, but if you look at the patterns together, they connect. And with the nether brick, it kind of flows in together and breaks up like that all blue-green wall. I actually like it. I wasn't sold at first, but now that I've set it in, really taken a look at it, I really like it. And we got to think too. So this is going to actually be our entrance into this place. We're going to be coming in from here and really looking at it more from here. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to keep the decoration back here because honestly, this is going to be covered by item sorters, and then our chests are going to be like right out here. So we may not even keep the decoration back here, but if you're just kind of running by it, and now once we get the floor in place, I mean, you're not really focused on, well, yeah, there's a big stripe down the middle. Why'd you do that? It kind of works together, and I'm going to keep it. So, I guess what we got to decide now is how we're going to do the floor in here and then get our storage system in there. I thought about doing the storage system now and then worrying about the floor later. But I would like to, start getting this lit up. I've got a bunch of glowstone that I went and gathered that I'm going to place, not randomly. We're going to strategically place it, try to make it evenly spaced, so at least there's some kind of structure, some kind of effort put into it. But I haven't quite decided what material I'm going to use on the floor. I may end up using carpets on the floor, so that could be a thing. I'm waiting on some wool and some dye because I might actually use cyan carpets in here to kind of go along with the warped wart blocks that we have in here already. So I'm going to get that figured out, and hopefully when we come back, this place is very close to finished. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, animals and non-animals, time for the big reveal of what we got done here in the witch farm. And as you can see, we are I would say 95% done with everything here. We've got our storage and our item transport in place. It's working. I did go AFK for a little bit after getting all of that in, and everything is going into its proper spot. We do have a floor in. I don't know if it's going to stay this way. This part right here makes it a little weird, so we might have to work with that to try. Maybe we put like a little bit of a railing here, because really we're going to be in this part of it most of the time anyway. So we'll try to make that work as best as possible. We have 12, columns of item storage, all sorted except for this end row here. This is basically just going to be some overflow for us. And we are ready to go get as much gunpowder, redstone, glowstone dust, sugar. We've got bottles, we've got spider eyes, and all the sticks we could ever need at this point. Well, I'd say our efforts today have been a success, and we're going to benefit from this witch farm very, very much throughout the rest of this Let's Play. But that is all I've got the time and brain power for at this point. It has been a long day here in the Minecraft world, but we got it done, and I'm so glad you could join me for that. If you like what you saw here today, please leave a like, and also consider hitting that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate the support. I gotta go do nothing for a while. Rest my brain. But I'm Joshiebear. I'm out of here. I'll see you later.